Oh, hi.
Hey everybody, what's going on? We are ready for another Tuesday night. So just so everybody knows, we're not gonna have Sarah tonight. The Kickstarter that's coming up next week. The her new job doing crazy management, telling people what to do, but now like she's responsible for them if they don't do or something. I don't know, something crazy, insane. She's got all the power now, I think. Um, that may not be true at all, but I like that story, so we're gonna go with it. However, Lisa was taken to the hospital, as I recall. So she will be recovering for this session in any case. Meanwhile, let's see, who did our recap last? Thomas did, and then it was going to be Sarah, but she is bagged out again.
Yeah.
So we're going to go down to Chris for
I
the
think it's
recap.
actually Jen's turn.
It's definitely going to be your turn before it's Jen's turn. That much I do know.
Okay, that much you do know?
That
All
is,
right.
yes.
So last time on Shadowrun Z, we went to a crater and we were trying to use this magical like Geiger counter thing to get some kind of reading. And we came across a bunch of beans that turned out to be bugs in spirit form. And then Duryea had some stuff with the spirit and he was looking at the stuff. And then things happened and we're back in the van.
You're back in the van.
Am I wrong, or did I mess it up terribly?
You didn't mess anything up. Just sped past a bunch of parts, but we're there. We're there. All right. Well, indeed. So Duryea's spirit did grab Media and took her to the local street dock. Eventually you guys are moving away from the area, hopefully not too messed up. Somebody was Media wearing your armor?
Yes, she was. So Etienne is passed out in the Matrix, laying on the front seat in his boxer and t-shirt.
I'm sure I've got a blanket somewhere.
That may be so, but we're both unconscious, I think, right now. Oh no, you're driving the car, and
I brought the drone back.
The drone to follow us.
Right, and the drone is following, and so you did manage to, I believe, get the device out of there. And were you going to say, Thomas?
Yeah, we did. I'm not exactly sure how we did, if it's on the drone. No, I think the spirit
was still holding it.
Yeah,
I think the spirit took it and was bringing it back after. So yeah, the spirit does bring that back, and eventually you hear like a tap tap as you're driving, and then another tap tap.
You guys get a message from Etienne, like, I don't know what's going on, but the sensors on the car are detecting some sort of disturbance. Someone's tapping at the window, it seems.
Well, look at the windows. Things don't usually tap on my windows while the car is moving, so
checking in the rear view, you do see the large wolf spirit just kind of cruising along next to the van, and it's got the little device, and it's tapping the device against the side of the van, like tap tap.
Oh, Nico, your friend is here. Do I need to pull over?
Nico's never seen anything like this, so he's just standing there with his mouth open. That's so cool.
I'm gonna pull over. It seems like I don't know if these things get tired, but I don't want to take the risk.
Etienne is gonna have a look at the sensor he has attached on the outside of the car.
Mhm.
See how the radiation is. Did we get far enough away to be safe opening the doors?
Oh yeah, you're definitely far enough
Oh,
away.
okay.
I mean, even where you were before wasn't too bad. It's like one of these weird things where the closer you get, it's like exponentially ramps up,
Mhm.
and it's not the way that nuclear fallout works. Eh. Magic, radioactivity, does
Mhm.
weird things.
Okay then.
Yeah, so the spirit drops the device and takes a couple steps back, uh, looks over at Nico, and okay, I'm done. I go now.
Thanks, guy. I didn't know you guys could like do that fly next to the car thing. It's cool.
We can fly.
Right. I mean,
Not
that
next to
it
the
makes
car,
sense.
next to the car.
But
What's a car?
yeah, I just didn't. Yeah, now it's not so cool.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And with that, he, releases back into the ether, if you will. There's a device. It looks like it has recorded 15 minutes of 15 minutes. I mean, it wasn't technically like pointed into the middle of the crater, but it was close enough, right?
I mean, they get a good
They
amount
get
of
what they
it.
get.
They get what they get. Yeah.
So is everybody doing all right?
It comes out of the Matrix like, yeah. They need some pens though.
Yeah,
Kind of
media
scared.
did
Why do you need
take your
pants?
pants.
You guys took them off me to put them on the lady that's now in the hospital. We should go check on that. Not just for my pants. I mean, she helped us, and we just shipped her to an hospital via spirit. For all we know, she's laying on the top of it.
I mean, you're not like Commando Lapel, right?
No, I got boxers.
All right,
And a t-shirt.
All right, cool beans.
Casual day at the office.
Yeah,
Casual Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go check and make sure she actually made it into the hospital, and then we can go drop this off. Just, you make a fair point that I would hate if she's sitting on the roof somewhere or in the street.
I don't know that it can it seemed pretty articulate, but I don't know that it can understand our world enough to explain to the person in the entryway why they're dropping off.
Maybe she just likes to take naps. 2 for 2. She's gone to sleep on jobs.
in the same day, no less.
I mean, naps are very important.
I'm not hating on it. I get you.
I mean, to be fair, the first time you went napping too, and you both did it the very same way.
Like I just said, I get it. I totally get it.
Anyway, let's go to the hospital.
All right. So cruising over to the hospital, it's the same hospital that you had taken Brick to when he had got shot the just a couple nights ago, last night, the night before. I don't know, it was really recent. As you arrive, everything looks okay in the front. Nothing out of place or weird or strange.
All right. I recommend that somebody go inside to check. I mean, I can go inside if you want. but someone should go to the front desk and check and see if she's been checked in somewhere.
As someone who's wearing pants.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find some pants for you.
It's medical personnel. They probably, they're fine. They seen that.
Guy shows up in boxers, like, a spirit brought my friend in. How is she?
She doing okay?
Do we actually have a physical description of Media Lisa?
I mean, if you don't, Chris, Satchel does,
Chris,
because he's seen her, he's looked at her, so he can give that description. Yes.
Okay. So Satchel will go in and talk to the front desk.
Okay. Hey, if that doesn't work, you can always say tell them that she was brought in by a giant wolf. That should
narrow it down.
Yeah.
All right. So a puppy brought this lady in. All right, I got it.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right. So yeah, what you enter? There's a nurse on station right there. She looks up as you come in, and she kind of smiles. Yeah, hi. How can I help you?
Hello. How are you doing today?
Good. We're good. Things are good. Yeah. Just another day in the containment zone.
That must be stressful.
Or wait, you're not in the containment zone. You're in the North Corridor. Another day in the corridor.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, like it sounds like a pretty decent day. But like, not to be rude, but I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm looking for a friend of mine who may have showed up here in the last few minutes to an hour or so.
Okay, sure. She looks down at her little ARO display and she starts to tap. You got what's the name?
She gave me the name of Lisa, I believe. And then he gives the physical description of her to the lady at the front desk, and she may have been accompanied by a dog, a variable size.
So that wasn't a dog.
What was it?
I mean, it was like a house.
It was
shaped
a wolf.
like a dog.
It was a wolf. They don't like being called dogs. Wolves are generally, they're larger, and it's right in here. You see a difference, and the snout is a little more profound, and sometimes the fangs, they hang low. So it's a subtle difference, but if you don't notice it, they'll get really
The fangs hang low.
Yeah, they're just
don't do it.
This right here.
Tie him in a knot.
I mean, I don't know if you could tie bone. Why don't you try the next time I summon one?
I mean, if you want me to, I'll try it.
I absolutely want you to.
She looks between the two of you, blinks. Right. So yes, a young woman was brought in by a giant, not a dog, but a wolf. So you had her brought here, I presume.
Yeah. So she's here.
She is. They took her in the back. They're figuring out what they should probably do. This looks like a lot of radiation and
Radiation, like that shit. It can't be. Like we took plenty of iodine pills before. Yeah. And then he realizes halfway through that he probably shouldn't give too much information. And it was like iodine pills were a thing.
I'm sure. I'm sure I don't. I'm just here at the desk. I can only read what is written down. But she is here. It does seem that she's stable. You've got her on a watch in the back, and
They put her on a watch? How big was the watch?
Her like physical description, it must be about, I don't know, like 5 to 6 feet in diameter.
You guys have a 6-foot watch?
That's a big ass wrist.
I know.
do you,
Talk about a
so
roll.
were you in the same radiation area as she was? Are you feeling okay?
Feel pretty okay.
Is there a check I need to make to see if I should be okay? I wasn't literally in the van the entire time.
I mean, the
Nikos.
lady is just asking you if you're high from radiation, so that's for you to decide if you want.
I might be high on life or radiation or these snacks that happen to be under the seat right here.
Okay,
Nico
well,
starts
if you
smelling his- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
if you want to leave your comm code, we can let her know, and then maybe when she wakes up, and if she agrees, we'll give you a call and let you know.
Please do. And then I give both, not only my comm code, I give my comm code, I give Gertrude's comm code, and then I give Etienne's comm code. I don't think I know Nico's comm code quite yet, but he's literally sitting here right next to me, apparently, so he can do that if he wishes.
These are things that happened.
Etienne is going to get to work trying to change his spoof comm code from his deck because.
Yeah,
and then I was like, I appreciate that. And then I sent her a. Is it a lady?
It is a lady.
Okay. So I sent her a few new yen. Like, thank you. I sent her about like 100. I'm not exactly sure how far a couple new yen go in this
Just
economy.
think of it as 1 new yen equal $1.
Okay, so I'll give her about like 100 new yen. Like, yeah. If you can't reach me, please go down the list.
Okay. Okay, certainly. I will.
And what's your name?
Oh, my name, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole. And then he kind of like taps Nico on the shoulder, like friendly. It was like, all right, let's get back to the van.
Pap, pap, pap. She types some stuff in. Notes, something routine, certainly.
All right, well, Satchel makes its way back towards the van, knowing that she's okay, she's here, but I can't really quite go up there.
Yeah, everything seems okay on the up and up.
All right,
So
we good?
Everybody's back in the van.
Etienne, do you want to stop and get some pants before we go drop this off?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Okay.
What's the temperature outside?
That's okay.
You could ask about the pants inside. I mean,
I mean, they probably have a lost and found inside. It is a hospital.
Let's just stop at the stuffer shack.
Okay, so stopping at the Stuffer Shack. Does the Stuffer Shack have pants you need?
I mean,
Find
for
out.
now, it's just going to be pants, but pants and a burner comlink.
All they have is pants. Pants. Just regular pants.
That's perfect.
All right. You have pants now. You have a burner. Mark off your monies. The pants are like 20 new yen. If you're at middle lifestyle, then they're free, included in your lifestyle costs.
I'm at low.
Up 20 new yen. Pay up or get out.
What about the burner?
100.
All right. And as he walks out with his brand new pants, he just drops his previous burner coming to the ground and crushes it with his foot and walks back in. Just starts.
What number was that?
The one you gave the lady.
She's supposed to call you.
Media had my contact, I think, because but I have marks on her comlink still anyway, so yeah. I should be good to contact her if I need to, but
my bad. I guess I probably should have asked you if it was okay to give your number out. That's on me.
No, you know.
Right. Yeah, well, pants, burner. Take you just a couple of seconds to get that thing set up. And where off to now?
To the museum.
He looks at his comm link to try to see if like his Google Calendar, like because he has a meeting with Dr. Tate at some point, and he's trying to make sure that the dates and times are conflicting.
Yeah, I mean, you're not worried about it right now. It's at least a couple of days. There's going to have to be at least like a couple of like it got dark, it got light again, and then you'll be like, okay, wait.
All right. Well, then after he's saying that he's all right, he's like he doesn't say anything. He's just goes back to chilling in the van looking for snacks.
All right, there's snacks. Let's go. Where are we going?
To the museum.
Okie doke.
Soy fries.
Yes, soy fries. All right, so to the museum you go. This feels a little bit deja vu-ish, but I think we're okay. So as you are approaching, coming around the side, I have everyone's tokens over here. You're not just out in the street. You are in Darcy, and you kind of come around the corner. You can see there's some sort of kerfluffle. That's the technical term for what is going on up ahead. Looks like there are several individuals on motorbikes that are shooting up at the museum. And at the top of the stairs, you can see Dr. Kirsch and the guy with the Hawaiian shirt. They're up there, and the guy with the Hawaiian shirt has this, you can see like a shimmering barrier in front, and he's kind of holding it up as bullets are just flying up from the street level and smacking into it. They haven't noticed you yet as you kind of come around the corner. I don't know if you're going to stop to assess or if you're going to drive ahead. What's going on with you and Darcy?
So you said that they're at the top of the steps?
So Dr. Kirsch and is up there with his buddy, and everyone else is down at the bottom.
Okay.
How many are we talking about?
That looks like a lot.
About maybe close to 10.
So I'm going to be really mad if somebody is stealing our canister after we went through all of that and creepy children to get these readings. That's going to upset me. So I think... Oh, no, go ahead.
But Etienne was just going to say, I got a few grenades, like real ones, and he pulls out like frag grenades from his pack. Also flashbangs. I got 2 of each. We can maybe disperse them.
I want to do combat sense. I'm going to cast combat sense.
And what were you going to say?
Oh, I say I have all sorts of grenades. I a couple smoke grenades. I have, I believe that's it. You still have a no-no grenade.
I have one, but I'm not sure you have learned your lesson yet. So I'll hold on to
I have
it
now
for
dubbed those the no-no grenades until I
No-no
at least
grenades.
I get the at least until I get the full suit. But I have thermographic smoke grenades, stun grenades.
Okay.
You just want a bunch of grenades. Gundam Battle Assault 2, like old school Zaku mode. Never mind. Sorry.
So as you're sitting there, Gertrude, trying to figure out what everyone wants to do, they're back there talking about what kind of grenades they have and how they're calling them no-no grenades now, and it's all really important stuff. You're sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna start driving towards the stairs.
Dars, Nico, you can go ahead and cast that spell since you're not in combat just yet.
I want to pre-edge it though. Do I have to do something to do that?
You have to click the edge button on, and then you're going to go. Yep.
Okay.
You're gonna click that edge button on, and then you're going to go to your spell. And you're going to cast it at what force?
Force 1.
Okay. Because you're pre-edging, so you'll get to keep all your hits anyway. And then that means that you have focus concentration 1, so you can use that to maintain it without having a minus.
Gotcha.
Very good.
Is that 21?
No, that's your drain is 2 because that's the minimum. Your drain is 1, but because the minimum is 2.
I was like, do I even have 21 freaking points? Okay.
Right. So go ahead and just do the drain there. And then we're going to add 4 to your defense.
Okay.
So that's pretty good.
Gucci smoochy.
All right. Now, as you're rolling up, Darcy, how are you playing this? Are you
Can I also cast increase reflexes?
You already have that up from before.
Oh.
At like a pretty good level too. So if you want to drop it and cast it again, I mean.
No.
So I'm looking at the map, and I'm not familiar with this building at all. I don't think I've ever actually been to Chicago in real life. This area,
front.
Yeah, so that's the front, and those are some stairs. And this area over here to the left is another building.
So if you go into this parking lot here, then you can kind of drive down, and then it's still pavement here. It's just not it's not black, so it's like.
Okay, it's like going down into
pavement.
a loading dock kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, and then there's like stuff bins and stuff down there.
That's what I couldn't tell the perspective whether it was a building or going down. Yeah, so I'm gonna head towards the sidewalk, and so my thought is to get as close as I can. I don't think I can take the van up the stairs, but that's always a backup plan in case. To get sort of to the side over here and see if they can just make a run for it.
Okay.
That's where my head's at for this.
So I'm going to bring you here for a second, and then we're going to go into some initiative rounds because that's what we all want to do, really.
I just got something from someone. I'm not sure what it is, but thank you, Raj012.
That's Randy.
Randy. Or is it supposed to be like 012? I'm not sure, but either way, thank you. What is it that I have though? What does that do? What I got? It's like a NERPS.
Silver is an auto hit. So you can add a hit to something that you rolled.
Dope.
Don't forget to click your token before you roll initiative, guys and gals.
Yes.
Don't tell me what to do.
Your token is all the way on the left.
Too late.
Is on the left side of the map.
Oh, we're doing initiative right now, this moment?
Yeah, we're going to start rolling initiative now because
I think
it's going to take me 45 minutes for it to show up.
Right.
Because it's going to take me 45 minutes to do it as well.
Initiative.
I cannot see my token on the map currently.
All the way on the left.
Nice.
Left and up.
Oh, okay. I see.
all the way on the left and then up. Yes.
All the way.
All the way. Okay. Need this one for now. Pop. Whop, whop. It's a cute little noise that it makes. I appreciate this cute little like.
It's so reassuring. Reminds you that you're doing the good work, shadow running. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I got 15. Didn't take
All
that long.
right.
That's dope.
So Nico, as you are as everything's kind of moving up pretty quick, you realize that you're going to be up there. What is it that you would like to do? Keeping in mind you can't cast through windows or anything, so like you would have to roll down a window or something.
So Nico gets like this really intense look on his face.
Okay.
And he drops his eyebrow like that. Not like the eyebrow, he's just really intense right now. And so yeah, I do want to go ahead and roll down a window.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Chaotic World on everybody out there.
Okay. That's that is a thing you can do because that is a spell that you have. So when you look at the squares, each force that you cast in this chaotic world is going to extend one square out, right, from the center of your casting.
Of me.
Of where you cast it at.
Okay, I'm sorry. Where are these people?
They're all the way on the right.
Okay, let me move this because oh, we're too far. Right?
No, you can cast as long as you can see. You're just
but
trying
you
to
said but it's from me to them?
No. That distance is nothing. You can always cast that distance. It's just that you
So if I'm gonna aim like here.
Right. If you wanted to aim there and you wanted to get everybody, you would have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would need to do like a 6.
You sure it's not 8?
You can do 8. There's nothing that says you can't. The more you do, the more you can potentially get them. But yes, also the more drain. And you do have one auto hit.
But that's not the same as like a smackdown.
It's not a smackdown. It's an auto hit, but it'll add to your successes.
All right, I'm going to use it.
Okay, so that's 1. And then you're going to go over to your spell casting, just like normal, and cast Chaotic World.
I'm so afraid. Boop. So if I do, even though I want it force 8, I can cast it at force 7 because I got the auto hit.
The auto hit's just going to give you a hit. It's not going to raise the force. So you can keep the force at 8.
Okay. Sheesh.
That's 6 total.
Okay.
The drain is really high.
It is really high.
Which is a little unpleasant. But you know what? It's you're fine.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I think you forgot to remove the edge. So you edge your last 2 roll. I'm sorry to be a party pooper.
He's right. So I have to re-roll. Okay.
Just turn it off and re-roll the drain. Just keep your chaotic world. You know, there's no reason not to. You use 2 edge. You have it. What else are you doing with it?
Oh, Thomas. By the way, guys, he should be hurting right now.
All right. So now what I have to do is you're going to have to give me a moment because I have to do this for everyone.
But not them, though.
Well, all of them, I have to make this roll.
Not us.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, not you. You succeeded in the thing that you're doing.
Okay.
They, on the other hand, are not. So,
but I have a massive headache now.
It's not so much that they have a massive headache.
I'm saying me.
Oh, you.
Yes.
Yeah, you got a bit of a headache. I mean, even still, that's not too bad.
Right.
It's 8 dice. Do it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, now I have to apply that. Good times. All right, here we go. 5. This one is 8. 4 is 8. And then the last 3 are the same as well. All right, so you send this. I mean, it kind of flies. You see this like streak of like multicolored bands just kind of shoot out from Durier's position, just straight ahead. It streaks really fast and expands as it goes out. And once it reaches them, it's just it blows out into this completely huge ball of just cacophonous colors.
Cacophonous,
which is, cacophonous is noise, but that's what's happening. And they start like looking around and start, they're starting to kind of aim around and not like pointing up ahead. I believe, let's see here. Does this thing let me do the 8? Yeah, so it captures everyone inside of there. I wish I could draw a thing that was
like a barrier.
well, like it lets me draw a circle, right? So here I've got draw a circle.
Like
that's
circles.
Square. Great.
No, I did that.
It lets me draw a circle, but then once the circle is drawn, can I grab it? Find out. Aha, I can.
Shapes.
Yay.
Playing with shapes.
Yeah, so I can grab it. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah.
8. So like that.
8 diameter.
And then like that.
Oh, blast radius.
That's how much space it takes up.
Are you gonna put
which is
so the drain was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, they're all in there and they're kind of like swatting around and stuff. A couple of them are still trying to shoot up towards the stairs. None of them seem to have noticed you yet, Gertrude.
Yeah, so I'm gonna drive towards the steps and yell at Satchel to open the door.
Okay, so you're driving right up to here.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Swamp Thing number 3 looks around and decides that he is going to shoot at Darcy.
Rude.
Yeah. However, you do get to make a defense test as you're driving. You see like the gun pointing up and you kind of lurch the wheels to the side a little bit to not get shot.
So I make the defense test, or
Yes.
oh, cool.
As the driver, you make the defense test. It's just that you're going to be limited by the handling of your vehicle. Normally, a defense test is not limited.
Gotcha. All right. And I'm so sorry. Can you remind me again where the defense test is on this sheet?
On the core, it's going to be next to your armor. There's a shield.
I see it. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Next up, this fella. He stumbles backwards and kind of moves towards one of these motorcycles. Looks like he might be trying to get on it. All right. And then this fella. He stumbles forward, big old troll, and he just like starts yelling at the stuff that's around. Etienne.
Etienne is going to end the device to Satchel for him to go and deliver it, and he's going to get to the gun port and repair his weapon.
Okay.
If I have the action economy to do that.
You have the action economy to aim, but not then to fire. Or you could fire.
Or I can fire?
Yes, you could fire, but not aim, as long as you're doing a simple action firing.
No, I'm just going to aim at the guy who just shot at Darcy.
Okay, I believe that's this guy up here. So, okay, so then next up after Etienne is, no, this swamp thing right here. Yeah, so he kind of runs up this direction, trips over something and plants on the ground, and then spends the rest of his action getting up. And then it's Satchel's turn. If you are talking, I cannot hear you.
You are muted.
So Satchel, heeding Gertrude, slides the door open, and the Lou Browns are in the casca. So he pulls out the.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so he pulls out the Ruger, the Super Warhawk, and then do I have any more action economy to shoot at someone who's attacking us, or is sliding the door open and pulling out my revolver?
So you can do a thing called fast draw, because the Ruger Super Warhawk is a pistol-sized weapon. What you do is you roll as if you're firing it. So you just make a pistols check, and if you get 3 hits, you can draw and shoot.
Well, then I will try to do that, and I will do that towards the nearest available enemy that
Sure.
All
Okay.
right. So I will. You said pistol check.
Yep, it's just a straight up pistol check.
Yeah. And then in a few minutes, it'll probably pop up. So if you want to. Oh, look at that.
Oh, did it come up for you already?
Oh, something changed. The thing left, but I don't see anything down there.
The thing left?
Yeah, like, you know, like typically when you click the thing, it pops up a little thing, and it's like, all right, do you want to put some modifiers? And if they're not, then I hit accept. But then that box typically stays there for a few minutes, but it left, but nothing showed up.
So not the thing popped up, but the thing that goes away that then signals eventually it'll pop up happens faster.
It happened. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll go ahead and click it again. Pistols, revolvers, and put value none. Click submit. Now there it goes.
Hey, and it came pretty fast. Wow, look at that. All right, so you're shooting at so you're going to shoot at this guy right here. So now you can go ahead and actually do the shooting test.
Okay. So is it literally the same button?
Well, you go to core and go to your Ruger Super Warhawk, or if it's not your core weapon, you can go to arms, and there your Ruger will be in there. You want to make sure you pick the right one though, whichever it's loaded with, whether it's gel rounds, armor piercing, or stick and shock.
I will do the normal. That's gel rounds, armor piercing.
Yeah, so your normal is gel rounds. So yeah, that's already set as your primary weapon. So in your core, it's already there.
Okay. Well then, I have clicked it, and let's see how long it takes for it to just show up.
Okay. Back to core from right here. There it goes. Whoa. You pull the trigger and you fire. This poor fellow right here, he let's see, which one is that? Oop. 2 or 1? Is it 2 or 1? 2. There it is. 10. Oh, that one's 10. My bad. It's 10. Oh, no, that's 1. His initiative is 10. Are you confusing me, Satchel? Don't do that.
I pulled triggers. You confuse yourself.
All right. So, oof. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the thing is like the guy's not even really paying attention. He's just so involved with everything that's like swinging around his head and kind of ducking under stuff that he finally like turns and sees Satchel pull the trigger, and ow. 9 stun is the base damage, but you got 7 hits minus his 1, so that's 6 net hits. So that's 15 stun. So I'm going to roll with a -1 to soak because that's an armor pen there. So what we said, 15? 15? So he soaks 3. He's going to take 12 stun.
Sleep.
Which equals 12 stun and 1 physical, actually. That is Yep. That's what happens.
Satchel's like, the door's open.
It's going to take his free action to say, and you have the device, run up there.
Do I have enough action economy to start doing that?
You can move. So moving is not an action. Moving is just kind of a thing that you can do while you are doing other things.
Okay. Well, so then hearing that, then he makes his way towards the MacGuffin.
Okie doke.
As quickly as he can.
All right. Let me grab Satchel because you are running out of the van. Oop. Your agility being a 9 allows you to run 18. So you run up there with the device.
Do I actually have it?
I don't know. Did you remember to grab it and run out?
Well, Etienne took part of his action to end it to Satchel. So
sure.
I would assume that he took it. If not, I mean,
I definitely would not have left the van without.
All right. So you're taking it up there. We got it. All right. So this guy sees you running up, so he's going to shoot at you. This is number 7. So there is shooting. Shooting is happening. It is definitely there's definitely gunfire coming from where those gang members are. They look like gang members, but you don't know where that bullet went. Nowhere near you.
He says as he's
All right, this one he runs over here. He's trying to get on that motorcycle. All right, Nico, you have 3 spells up, but only one of them are counting against you, so you're at -2 to anything you want to do at this point. However, things seem to be going swimmingly. You are muted.
I knew that. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Mhm.
I want to do blast, and I want to do it right here.
Okay. What is the force of your blast going to be?
6.
6. All right. So remember to put a -2 for your modifiers here. But other than that, and make sure you turned off your edge.
It's off.
All right. Cast it. Let's see what happens.
Damn it. This one says drain 0 next to it. That's why I big blast. Oh, boy.
That's because it's not. It's your force. It's not plus or minus anything to your force.
Goodness.
Did you want to edge the casting of the spell?
What would
You
that
only got 2 hit.
Post edge? Sure.
Yeah, post edge. So you would roll the remaining dice, which is 6, 4, 6, 16 minus 2 is 14. Minus your 2 is 12. You'd roll 12 dice. I mean.
So what do I just put in the dice and
12.
hit 12?
Yeah, just do the 12. Dice 12.
That's 122.
See, look at that. 6. All right, so 6, and you only took 2 drain,
Awesome.
which isn't too bad. That's going to be 12 base damage minus 6 to their armor, and that is you cast it up here. So let me make a circle of 6. I think that's something like that.
Kablooey! Oh,
yeah,
that's like all these dudes. I was gonna clout. I'm glad I didn't clout because I would have to like clout individually.
All right, so that's where you cast it. So it's not going to catch these 3, but everyone else is inside. All right.
I was really only trying to catch like these 4, so I guess that works out.
Okay, so who is this? All right. So 7 and 8. Let me do a soak for them. Oof. This is probably not going to end too well for these guys. Let's find out. All right. And again. Okay. The 2 trolls crumble to the ground. Yeah, the big ones. They crumble to the ground. They both get shot like away from the center of your blast and just kind of crumble to the ground and roll. When is this? 9, 5, and 6. So 5 and 6 are outside, so everyone else is inside. Okay. Feel like number 2 was already down though. Okay. 4. -6 to a soak again. Pop. Of everybody inside the circle of the blast, all of them, except maybe one, eats shit.
Get wrecked.
That's a lot of shit.
Yeah. That one. And oh, yeah, that one.
Like Satchel turns his
There
nose up.
was the one that Satchel shot, and he was on the ground, and then the blast hit, and it just launched his comatose body like someone you just like a Skyrim guy that you just killed, and is like flopping over. Like the physics is just really weird. Yeah, that's, that is the thing you did.
Like flailing, like a rag doll.
Yep. That's
like Satchel sees this and just kind of like, is that necessary?
All right.
Like,
but as far as go ahead.
You're giving the device to these guys, right? You're like running up with the device to give it to them.
I believe he is. Yes.
Me? No.
Satchel.
No, Satchel.
Yes.
Okay, so on his turn, the doc's like, "Oh, great, shit," and we'll get back to that in a second. Gertrude.
So I would like to. I don't know if it's possible to hold my action to drive away, but can I also do was it Chicago gangs? Try and identify who these people are?
Absolutely. There it is. Yeah, so by the cut of their jacket and the fact that it says Swamp Things on the back of all of them very prominently, you deduce that these are probably the Swamp Things. But more importantly, you know that the Swamp Things are a southeastern Chicago gang that are around that basically stay in the swamps near Calumet, which is sort of an old sort of industrial port harbor that Chicago uses. And at 2 and they're kind of nasty. They're not, they're just, they like to be left alone, and they're mean and will happily do the murder. So and you are holding action. So just if you want to use that, remember to call it out before Nico goes next. All right, this fella. Okay. He's gonna run up here and try to get on this bike. And then this guy is out of the picture. That guy's still up, right? He's getting on his bike, and since he's already there, he's going to make a driving test. This could be hilarious. Five minus. Okay. He gets to roll a die.
Wow.
So he kind of guns it, but then he sees something coming at him. He kind of turns to the left and just like locks onto the curb with the front wheel and doesn't make any forward momentum. But yeah, he's just got to kind of turn it, and pull it out. But it does stop him for this initiative pass. All right, this fella, I believe he is Dunzo. This fella, definitely Dunzo. Etienne.
Etienne, the guy he was aiming at, is he down?
Were you aiming at any of the ones that were up here?
He was aiming at the one who shot Darcy before.
Yeah, that guy. He fell down.
All right. Well, he's gonna move his attention to the next one that's not down, which is, I believe, that guy right there.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely go for that one.
And now the thing is that Etienne may have passed like the time we were near the crater in the Matrix, but before they went there, he knew he was going somewhere dangerous with possible spirits and stuff. So he didn't take the time to change his magazines. So it's APDS that's coming. 6-round burst of APDS coming this guy's way.
All right. So that's unfortunate for him. This is Swamp Thing number 6.
And yeah, it's a 6-round burst, so -5.
So that's going to be I always operate on the idea that you can always critically glitch. So that's 3 net hits and 9 base damage. It's 12, and then -6 to armor is going to be. Well, that hurt. It spins him around. He falls to the ground, and then but you see him like kind of grabbing at the motorcycle to try to haul himself up. But you're pretty sure that you got him good.
Etienne just goes, "Oh, that bottleneck! Oh, just with the sound, he knows that he fucked up and he forgot to switch his magazines. Like, oh,
like, sorry, Flea, wherever you are." All right, Satchel, he's got the thing. What are you doing now?
So he has the thing.
The thing that you gave him. So he took it and he was like, "Oh, yeah, great. Shit. Now you are."
Now I'm like, where's my money?
Oh, yeah. You see that fellow down there? And he points just kind of down into the general mess. One of them has it.
One of them has my money.
They came and took it. You seem
So
to be.
I then take the shit back from him, and then I start walking towards the person who has my money.
All right, so he is going to not let you take it freely.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your. It's a unarmed combat attack to grab the thing.
Unarmed combat, you said?
Unarmed combat.
Is that
yes.
a learned skill, or is that?
So you should have.
So I have swimming, survival, running, sneaking, pilot, pistols, perception, palming. I do not see.
You don't have unarmed.
Okay, so you have an unarmed strike. It's over here on your. I'm in your thing now. So if you look to the right, there's an unarmed strike button at the top, near the top. Got your vibro sword, your cane, your knife.
So if I click core instead of arms.
Well, because it's not your primary melee weapon, so you don't have it equipped there. So yeah, core is just your at a glance, so that you know, like you're like, this is my setup. But when you're using something that's not your normal setup, you have to go over to.
Is there another input value I need to hit?
No, you're just gonna hit strike on a strike. It's already set up for you.
All right, I hit it, and then in a few seconds or so, it should pop up. There it
popped
is.
up right away. We're having a good day, a good satchel day, if you will.
No, I'm about this life.
All right. So, that, and then I will count. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter, but and 1. Just gonna chain these together. Okay. So 5 successes on, like, he just kind of rolls away like, mine, you know. And that leaves you kind of up there with him. He's like, just get it from them. Just get it. Like, this is in my hands now.
So Satchel kind of like sets himself up for that. And then, do I have any action economy left?
You can run. You don't have any action economy because it's a complex action to make an attempt to grab, but your movement is not. So you still have half your movement if you want to run down there.
I want to be as close to this motherfucker as I
can. Which one?
The one with the MacGuffin.
Oh, so the doctor or one of the bad guys?
One of the bad guys.
Okay, so you're not sure which one has it, but most of them are lying down. So you're going to head towards ones that are not just lying down, I assume.
So whichever one is closest, since I'm not sure which one has it.
Right. Well, okay, you can go to the closest one. He is one of the ones that is lying down.
Okay.
And that is your action then. So we are done now. The guy that you shot, Etienne, clambers up onto the motorcycle and gets to roll a die. Let's see what happens. We're hoping for comedy. There isn't any. He actually gets the bike going, and despite everything, is able to start driving it down the street to get away. This fella, oh, no more. This guy also gets up on his bike, and he is going to try to drive away. I believe he gets, this is -3. Well, I mean, maybe. Yeah, he's like kicking the thing, trying to get it to start. It's just not doing it. And we are coming up on Nico again around the way. So Gertrude, did you want to do anything with your held action?
I'm going to start moving the van towards Satchel.
Okay, so just straight ahead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing fancy.
Easy peasy. Just roll slowly up. Nothing scary. And then Nico.
Well, I guess where's Satchel? That there he is. Okay, so I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna do another. Are these people still alive? Conscious?
Most of them are not. Cool. There's this guy right here. This guy right here. He is
the troll.
The troll. He's on this bike and he's trying to like kick the thing and get it started. And it's just, it's like a
find a spell that's not gonna take too much. I could just do blast and just do it.
Do a clout. If it's just one target, clout. That's way less drain. Look at it. It says minus what on it?
-5. That's a lot.
Yeah, so that's good. Minus, the higher the minus, the better it is, because it means force -5 is
Oh, I wish that's why I went for blasts. Anyway, I have a funny story to tell you about clout and the break. All right. So I'm going to use clout, fetish clout, apparently. -2, right?
Yeah, you're at -2.
And then the force for this doesn't tell the radius. It tells
just how powerful it is. So
since it's -2, if I do a 6, it's going to be 4.
No, it's still a 6. The force is still a 6. You're just losing 2 off your dice roll to see how many hits towards that 6 you get.
But then I can post edge. Do I have any more edge left?
You don't have any of your edge left. You might have edge from Peanut Gallery.
So I'm going to just go with 6.
Okay.
Because that's how I'm feeling. A drain's not bad at all.
No, because it's -5. So it's 6 minus 5 is 1, but the minimum is 2.
Okay. So I'm going to...
So the reality for you is there is never any reason to
use blast.
to cast clout at anything less than a 7.
Right. I see that now. Okay.
So that's 5 hits on this guy.
Just to be real, I'm gonna clown on you if you ever plus count it.
Less than 7? What are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
You cast that at 6, idiot.
Well, I mean, I didn't. Okay, but you can't clown me right now because that's what it feels like.
This time you're in the clear. He said in the.
This feels like a watered down clowning. I feel like Mr. Rump right now. That's how you're making me feel. I don't want to feel like.
Okay, so anyway, he's going to try to not get hit, but he's not really good at not getting hit. And spoiler alert, he doesn't even have as much dice as you have hits to not get hit. Okay.
I wish I could see this last fight, these last 3 seconds of fight. That's how long this has been, right?
It's almost 3 seconds. We are almost 3 seconds into this.
So you're telling me Satchel is that fast?
Satchel's fucking fast.
Like,
Satchel is
the Flash.
Satchel's like the $500,000 man. So
he's dodging these blasts and these clouds all at the same time. Like,
so
the first time we mixed it up, I was dodging bullets. Remember this.
5 is 11 minus 6 is.
These guys don't know what the hell just happened to him.
And his physical is what? Okay, so that hits him, and you see him like actually it almost knocks him off the bike. But then he kind of like gets up and he looks in your direction.
Oh shit!
And then he's like swatting at the air, and then yeah, well, you don't know what he's doing next. It is.
But I still have turns, right?
You'll probably go before that guy, yes.
Okay.
All right. So, Gertrude.
Oh, so it looks like it's me and that guy, and then we're at the end of the passes.
Yep.
Okay. I was going to chase after a motorcycle guy, but I've got 2 people who are out of the van, so I don't want to leave them behind. So, yeah, I think it'd take too long to get out the shotgun and shoot at the motorcycle. And I don't think I've got that range.
Yeah, it'd be a tough shot.
It would be a tough shot.
Shoot out of the other window to someone else.
Yeah, the guy. That guy, yeah.
That
I will
guy,
do that.
he's pretty close.
Yeah, I'll lean
Alright,
out
so-
and shoot at him.
So use simple action to grab your shotgun from where it's stowed, and then just, simple action. Let's check out. Let's look at the range on that because it is a shotgun. 10, 40. It's definitely more than 10. So it's -1 unless you have some sort of vision magnification.
I
don't, it's
don't believe
-1.
I do. Yeah. All right.
No.
Look here.
What happens? He is.
Get wrecked.
He looks, and you feel like he looks right at you with the shotgun, and then he just turns like he doesn't see it, and you're not gonna actually shoot him in the back with a shotgun.
My goal was more to aim for the bike than the person, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, he's confused. He doesn't know what's going on, and he's going to take at -5. Okay, that actually, the whole thing, he's trying to get on this bike, and the whole thing just gets knocked over along with him. And yeah, that's unfortunate for that guy. He, though, gets up afterwards, just looks jacked up. He's trying to pull the bike up. He gets up on it, and he gets to roll a die as the last, as the final turn here. Where'd I go? Oop. It looks like that bike's not starting for him. That's a sad story for that guy. And it is time for round 2. Everybody.
I thought you said I got to go again. Oh, that's because of initiative. Right.
Yep. You will get to go before they go. Promise.
Right.
Because you will roll better than them. Promise. All right. So this guy.
I was like, I feel lied to. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me see if this is actually pulling those right. It is good. Okay, so that's that guy, and then
Damn. I mean, I had a crappy roll, but these guys, 17 and 19 with all of that damage.
Snap initiative. Where am I? I can't see my token.
You're right underneath the car.
Why am I so close?
Because she drove up and Etienne is still in the vehicle, so I didn't actually drag the token over with it.
Okay.
So I'm doing that now just so you can see, because I see now that.
Gotcha. For some reason, I thought this was happening from all across the street.
And soon my initiative should show up.
To be fair, Duryea, it was happening from across the street at the beginning of last round, and then we got closer.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and pre-etch this because I already clicked it, and then soon it will show up.
Why does yours always take long?
I have literally no idea. It's only on Shadowrun where it takes forever. Like
because there's a lot of script going on in the character sheets, I think. It's really kind of.
I'm not like, some part of me thinks that beyond 20 for the D&D ones that I do is kind of playing into it, but I'm not necessarily sure, so I don't want to.
Right.
Blame
Okay,
that.
so Nico, you're gonna be first. No, Satchel's first.
How?
Look at that shit.
How?
Because Satchel used Edge
Yeah,
to roll all the dice.
Right?
To roll all the dice. So Satchel's gonna go first. What is Satchel doing in action number 1?
So I made it up to the
This unconscious troll, yes.
unconscious troll, and I try to give him the stuff, and so he is now unconscious.
Yes.
So I will try to shoot one of the nearest antagonists with my Ruger.
Okay, so that is this fella right here, who looks jacked up. You can see he's bleeding out of a wound on his lower back, and trying to get this bike started. So yes, you can go ahead and make for the shooting.
Any modifiers? No.
You don't have any additional modifiers with this, so
Look at that.
You're edging it every time.
My
Yeah, I
bad.
don't think you have
I
that
will go
much.
ahead and take off an additional edge for that. That's fine.
That's all 4 at this point, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I should have one left.
Okay. All right.
Since I've only done it twice since we started, right?
Well, since you edged that one, why don't you just, he's already jacked up. He's on the motorcycle. He's trying to get it started. It won't start. And then you do what?
I liquefy his brain, apparently.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just for shits and giggles, when you hit him for 22 physical,
Dang.
And then he gets a 3 on the soak, so that's 19 physical. That's like twice as much as normal people even have.
Today we learned that
he just whips his Ruger up and kind of fires it haphazardly and is completely surprised when not only like his head and neck are vaporized, but like his like clavicles and whatnot, like that entire.
It's pretty gruesome.
Just vaporizes. He's like, shit.
Wow.
Police not here.
Apparently, today we learned that a stick and shock can blow your head up. I did not know that. Thank you.
It's a thing that can happen. It's not. He's not using stick and shock. He's got looks like you used the actual regular bullets.
Oh, okay. No, it's because it says SS, but it's single shot, and I thought
that's single shot. Even with stick and shock, it still would have done the same, just because of where that guy's at. Nico. Muted. And there's the guy, that troll that you hit before. He's still up, and he's trying to just get that.
He's still right here?
Yeah, he's still right there.
All right, let's get rid of him.
Okay.
I want to do the Jean Grey right here, the Phoenix, but I don't have that move. I just wanted to throw that out there. That's what was on my mind. So is that a move? The Jean Grey?
I mean, what is the? There's mechanics, and then there's what you do, right?
Right. I'm saying, like, is there a spell in here where I can make fire rain from the sky?
No.
Okay.
There is a spell that you can perchance do that, but you do not know that spell.
Okay. But Duryea now knows of the spell, so he will go and search. Okay, I'm going to cast Cloud at a 3. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to do it at 7.
And you get 7 hits, and your drain is 2, so what happens there? Nothing.
Okay.
So yeah, he's on the bike. He's already kind of like bruised up from the last clout, and he's trying to get it started. And you what?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you, like, how'd that go? Like, tell me.
I feel like because I don't know why this whole scene angered Nico. I don't know the chaos of it all. And I feel like he's tried to get into this game too. and they didn't. And now he's with a new group of people, so he's feeling real bold. So he just like swells up this big ball of cloutness. And he kind of aims it this way that it'll like kind of go up right above the troll and then hover for a second and then just come smashing down. And I feel like there's if I had in my brain, there's a mini dent in the asphalt as well. Or at least in his bike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing smashes down, and yeah, probably under him you'll find that there's cracks in the asphalt. That's
There you go.
completely legit. Okay.
And then if you know that gif with the little baby at the football game, it goes like, yes! Nico does one of those.
Yes. There's the one where she's eating the blue candy, and then there's the other one where it's the little boy.
Yeah, little boy who's in the stands. Yeah.
All right, Gertrude. You're up.
All right. How far away is the guy that managed to get on the bike?
He is 21 squares.
Okay.
21 meters, if I remember Shadowrun.
Yeah, so I've got the squares kind of set up. It's a little bit loose because 110 feet is way more than 21 meters.
So you're telling me that America in 2070 or whatnot fucking finally folded to the metric system?
Well, if I
mean,
remember,
they're using Japanese money now, so
I mean, hey, that's fine. I just want to be clear.
It was probably when Canada decided to join for the UCAS that there was part of the negotiation was to switch to meters.
As American, I think we're no longer American once we use metric. That's the one thing that is uniquely us.
we'll go back to the cast then, because I'm sure they're still using feet and inches. All right.
Just leaving that right where it is. I'm sitting here like, oh, okay.
All right. So I think that is going to be, we had talked about that was going to be too far. That was going to be a hard shot for my shotgun.
It's just a -1 for the distance.
Oh.
I would say it's another -1 for just all the crap that's in between you and him.
Well, sure. Let's give it a go. I would like to try and stop him from leaving the scene in case he's got what we are looking for.
All right.
All right. We'll do that.
2 hits. That is number 6. Okay. It's going to be bad.
Aww. Poor buddy.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry. I know I've been pointing out rules all evening, but then he's going to take damage for the crash that's going to ensue.
I'm already on that. I am already on that. So he gets hit, and he goes flying kind of forward with the bike. It turns, and then like the front wheel turns sideways, and that makes it flip over, and then he just kind of is following along. Something goes that way. Could be his arm. You're not sure. And then he hits the ground and just slides quite a ways. You're thinking probably dead.
Gertrude peeks over the top of the shotgun and goes, "Oh, that's what a crush injury looks like."
Ooh. How many band-aids would we need to fix that?
This is not a Band-Aid problem anymore.
He like Satchel starts like cataloging questions for later.
Okay. So with that, we are going to exit initiative, and we are going to take 10 minutes and find out what happens in the aftermath when we get back. And we are back. Before the break, we came upon the Field Museum in Chicago to find that the good doctor was under assault from gang members who are wearing the cut of the local Swamp Things. Day Tripper, the other fellow, I don't know if you got his name, but he was holding a large shield in front, keeping them from being shot by all the gang members. And then in the span of about 4 seconds, the team came in and did murder, along with less murdery stuff.
But no one died, right?
Oh no, people died.
Yeah.
Oh, with the Ruger. That's right. I forget about the Ruger. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Gertrude killed somebody like hardcore. Like probably the messiest death ever so far in the game.
Even the time Satchel blew the guy's head off?
Yeah, this is worse.
Okay.
It was kind of death by motorcycle.
Yeah, there's like a long streak of like blood and gore from like here to like maybe 50 meters down, and
okay.
It's don't go down there.
Can Satchel be like that's way worse than a curb? Like
that's why you don't ride motorcycles without a helmet and leather jacket. This is our warning. Yeah.
Noted. Way better than an airline.
Yeah, so there's a lot of unconscious or dead gang members of various races, human, orc, the trolls. There's a lot of really craptastic bikes.
Hey, Satchel, the guy said, I heard the guy tell you through your earbuds that one of them had the thing we came to get. What was his name again? Checking my notes.
Dr. Hirsch.
Yeah, no, I was talking about like a cylinder.
The cat cylinder?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that we had to go somewhere for it. Do I need to make a check to see exactly where we need to go, or?
Well, he just said one of the bad guys took it.
Yeah. This dude took it down the what street are we? He took it down East Way, this way.
Yeah, well, something like that.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, okay. I thought it was here. So he looks around through the door of the van. Yeah. Okay.
At the top, Dr. Hirsch and his buddy, they've dropped the thing, and they're just like, yeah, but thanks. And they turn and just kind of go inside, and Daydriver just closes the doors.
To think I was going to ruin Darcy's suspension for them.
Yeah, they kind of dicks.
Darcy for anybody.
I would for one of y'all. It would be worth it.
Aww.
but not for those jerks.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Are you dropping that spell, Nico?
Yes, I will drop the spell. I was kind of waiting for the vehicle to acknowledge the carnage, or the lack of carnage and the destruction. So I was just sitting there like smiling, waiting for them. They're passing compliments, and there wasn't one coming to me. So he just, okay.
Well, I mean, Gertrude did just say that she would like allow Darcy to get jacked up for you. So,
well, usually when Kaida trains Nico, he always pats him on the shoulder and says, "That a boy." But
did we see the effect of the chaotic world on the outside, or is that a?
Yes, because it was a physical manifestation.
Okay.
So everyone that was caught inside when it started, got hit with it, but you can see it from the outside. It's just that because you kind of know what's going on, like you know what you're getting into, it doesn't. That's how I am making the rules fit the thematics of it.
But to be honest, as far as Nico's concerned, like this group of people really couldn't. They'd have to like shoot him in the forehead for him to like not like them or to feel some sort of negative way. So he doesn't care.
No, that was fancy magic. I don't know what happened, but since you're the only magic person in the van, I assumed that was you. So I don't really have the wherewithal to know how these things work.
Well, when things emanate from my hand, usually that means that it's me.
Well, yeah, but I was driving, so I wasn't watching your hands.
And I was watching out the gun port. So.
Because good drivers don't watch people's hands; they watch the wheels.
That's right.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's how you avoid getting involved in accidents. You watch the road.
Well, since we have to go in there, I guess if I take down the spell, it won't affect us. So I'll take it down, and I guess we can go search these people's pockets.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what it did. It seemed to distract them. That was very useful, I guess.
It makes their world chaotic. I like to call it chaotic world.
Okay.
That's a good name for that spell.
You know exactly what you're getting. I like it. Very direct.
Straightforward.
Yep.
That's also what Kaida told me the spell was called, so.
Okay. Yeah, so there's, like I said, there's dead guys, there's not quite dead guys. There's a couple guys that are moaning, but they're not really much for talking or moving around. What's your game plan here?
I don't have to do anything to drop the spell, right?
No, you just drop it.
All right, so Satchel, you said we need to find where they took the thing. Just to make sure, let's have a look. And Etienne's gonna just search gangers before we leave. Make sure we're not leaving it back there.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you do spend some time searching the gangers. Make a perception test.
And who's making this test?
Whoever is
Everybody.
doing
Okay.
the searching.
I'm gonna do mine then.
Let me make sure I have this edge turned off.
Yes, you really didn't find it.
And we'll see. Oh,
Twos all around.
Quick.
Twos all around.
I'm hype.
So yeah, you look at all you got kind of go through everything. They've got they've all got some basic weapons. There's a couple like combat axes, but not any canisters of cat number.
They lied to us. Dirty liars. I'm mad.
Who?
Didn't you say that they said the thing was down here?
They mentioned the gang took it, so I assume maybe one of them made an early escape before we showed up.
Or they lied to us.
I mean, we got them what they needed, so I don't see why they would do that.
All I'm going to say is this. I grew up on the rough and tough streets of Chicago. This is a classic bait and switch. They got what they wanted and left us there. They didn't even put any money on the counter. They lied to us, and we must have retribution. Because at this point, Nico's just feeling really tough.
So do you want retribution on the doctors or on the gang members that stole it?
I don't think the gang members stole it. I think they lied to us. But then again, I could be wrong. But like, you really feel like just like one or two people that we didn't see randomly got away? Because when we drove up here, the first thing we did was chaotic world them. So they were stuck. And then the dude said it's one of them. And yet there's nothing here. So then Nico does one of these crack knuckles thing that Duryea can't do. And then he says, there must be retribution.
Well, we can go talk to them.
Where are they?
Yeah, so to recap, they escaped. We didn't get paid. They don't have the thing that we're looking for.
We're getting paid when we bring the thing back to our other guy, the talismonger.
I thought that...
Lothan?
I'm so confused. I thought that when you went up there, Satchel, you asked for the money. And they said that one of the gang members had the money, right?
Something.
It's a thing they have that we...
Yeah, because we're looking for the MacGuffin. We're looking
right.
for the MacGuffin, and then we bring this back to Lothan, and then Lothan gives us the new.
Yeah, we were supposed to exchange the counter for the canister. That we were supposed to go get the data, and then bring it back to them, and they would give us the canister for doing that errand for them.
And the canister is what we don't have.
Correct.
Because they said the gang had the canister.
That is true.
Yet there is no canister.
Correct.
Because they lied and we must have retribution.
Checks out.
Would be worth checking on them before we go out and try and fight an entire gang. Well, and he looks around. He's like, I don't know much about gangs, but that seems like a good chunk of them.
Can I make a Chicago gangs check?
Go ahead.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna make a Chicago.
Can we all do one?
You can all make a Chicago gangs check if you would like. Yes.
Rough and tough streets of Chicago, Chi-Town.
Yeah, Chirac. One.
Satchel's like, I heard of this gang. Swamp Things. They're from the swamp.
That's the Swamp Things.
Swamp Things from the swamp. However, Nico knows about
everything.
Probably not everything.
Like
Probably not everything. So the Swamp Things are a very large gang, actually. Like, it pretty much covers the totality of the very southeastern part of Chicago proper, where Calumet is. So this is not the majority of their numbers. It is some. I mean, they're not like 100 strong, but they're definitely more than the 10 you see here. The swamp is sort of a kind of a semi like toxic area, because just toxic runoff from like the old industrial stuff and all the chemicals and everything that's there. It's not radioactive, but you probably don't want to drink the swamp water. I guess you probably don't want to do that even if it isn't toxic. But the big thing, though, is that there is rumors that the leader of the Swamp Things is is some kind of giant monster.
Oh hell no.
But that's just a rumor. They call it the foul one, but
Foul one?
the foul one.
Like a
A lot
bird?
of times these things are no, not like the bird.
Like a stinky.
Like the stinky.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay.
The stinky. But a lot of times, like, these gangers, they give themselves crazy, stupid names to like sound really big and mean. At the end of the day, who
They're
cares
just
if you're
a
named the
bird.
foul one or if you're named blue and pink?
you told us blue and pink. We're like, so I guess so I relay all of that information to the group of people and that I'm with, and then I say that I don't think a group of that size would have left. Like one person would have ran while the others fought.
So you're saying more of them ran while the others fought?
I mean, I guess if there's I don't really even see that either. I mean, that's not really how gangs get down. Gangs are kind of like, ROD, you know what I'm saying? And, that's
Ride or die.
ride or die, right.
Oh,
You know.
okay. So didn't
And
get
if
that, but
yeah, so it's not ROD, run or die, it's the opposite. So
I
if
mean,
there
they
was
could have. No, go ahead.
if they were maybe losing a fight or something like that, even still, it'd be questionable. But what reason would they have had to run before we got here and left these other 10 dudes here?
What if these guys were providing cover while the other people got away with the item?
that's smart.
I mean, Lothan wants it, right? So maybe other people want it. It's not like it's Lothan's magic stick that we got that nobody knows about.
But what was the immediacy?
Whatever's in the box.
No, I mean, like if it was us four, right? And one of us had to run with the thing, that probably means that the rest of us are looking pretty bad. It's a pretty bad situation. Like things aren't looking well. Do we feel like that's what we rolled up on?
I mean, this guy up there, and I feel like I end up saying that a lot. I don't know much about magic, but he had a shield blocking all the bullets from 10 people. That seems pretty badass and tough to me. So maybe they figured they would occupy the mage while the other guys run. I mean, you took them all, half of them all in one spell. The thing about the chaos.
Maybe he just didn't have that spell. I mean, everybody doesn't have chaotic world.
More power to you. The point is that if maybe they were just shooting at them, so they didn't do that kind of powerful stuff to their running guy.
So do you trust the guys and that they were telling the truth? Because they specifically pointed to, they said one of them has it. They didn't say like some people ran off with it. They specifically pointed to these guys that are laying around us. But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's what I want to suggest. This is a massive, 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 massive gang. So that's 3 dudes. So we can go and track down these 100 dudes and hopefully find the one with the canister. Or we could track down these 3 mages, put some bullets in their kneecaps, interrogate them, make them tell us the truth. And then
Probably have to go.
if we're wrong, 3 dead mages versus pissing off an entire army of the south side of Chicago.
So the 2 mages, as far as you know, and they're just inside the museum because they went
Weren't
inside.
there 3 mages?
Just 2.
Okay,
Just 2.
So then I stand corrected. 2 mages. There's
So
2
that sounds
mages,
like
and we already have sensed them, and we know that they're only as strong as me. So I'm a new mage.
Yeah, but you fucked up these 10 guys. Anyway, I guess we can go talk to them at first, but my idea would be to still go for the gang first. maybe you say there are a lot of them. Maybe if they coordinated that, we can find some information about it. Like,
I mean,
and he looks at the.
I'm a guest on this party boat, so I'm just letting you guys know what I know. There's like a whole like. Do you know anything about the South Side of Chicago? They still call it Chirac.
I don't know what that means.
So Iraq is like it was. I don't know if it is anymore because I don't really do world history, but it's like a really. Back then, when it got the names, like this really chaotic place, Iraq was, war-ridden. And so since Chicago is as equally war-ridden and has so many, the mortality rate was really high, specifically the south side of Chicago, it was nicknamed Chirac, Chicago, Iraq. And they still call it that. And this is the gang that runs the south side of Chicago.
So definitely need some armor for Darcy if we're gonna go down there, is what I heard.
And for me,
we might want to go.
We might want like minesweeping equipment if that exists.
Maybe we should call some people back at the collective too. Maybe we should get like one or two other people to come with us since there's an army of
Just
them.
one or two.
I mean, Chaotic World, I don't know how big I can cast Chaotic World, and that's pretty much my flashy spell. So,
if we need to flex gang muscle, that depends, because if we are pushing another gang, other gangs might not be so happy about it. But I mean, I got good connection with Becky 99 from the Angels. If we need muscles.
Why don't we go inside and then we'll talk to them and I'll just sense their auras and tell if they're lying.
I didn't know that was an option. So you go ahead and do that. And I'll check these passed out guys for comlinks and anything I can glean from that if they exchange messages with people running away or.
So we're splitting the team?
Not, I mean,
like, are you admissible
by
in
like
court?
100 feet?
Well, am I admissible in court? What?
Like, how accurate are you? Because like, I remember old school truth machines weren't like.
Well, I'm not a machine.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Are you admissible in court? Because I know
I'm literally one with the forces of nature.
Okay, you guys figure that out. I'm gonna go.
Sure.
Yeah, so this sounds like
okay.
a Darcy conversation for later. Let's go talk to our new friends.
So before we go in there,
okay,
I want to summon a spirit.
Okay.
I want to summon a spirit of. Let me see. I was gonna do fire. But I don't have a spirit of fire.
No, you don't have a spirit of fire.
I guess I'll go with earth.
Okay.
I want to get that guy I had before. What force was he?
Force 8 is what you had summoned before.
Do I have anything up right now that's taking away from my dice count?
You don't have anything that's taking away from your dice count except for your stun,
which is
that you've taken, which
is 5.
Yep.
Right. So how's that going to affect what I do right now?
It's a -1. Your roll.
So then I need to roll a 9.
No, it's just a -1 to your roll. So
okay.
you're gonna roll your summoning against the spirit's force that you choose, and if your summoning is normally 13 dice, you want to get to roll 12.
But then I can post edge. But I don't want to post edge.
Yeah, you can post edge.
Okay. So that's under skills, and then that's under summoning. And then
so is it a force? What force are you summoning?
I'm gonna go with force 8 because I want a bunch of. This is gonna tell me how many actions I get, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Damn! Lord Jesus. Did not summon the spirit.
Probably not.
Can I try again?
You can, but after you soak 10 drain.
What?
Because I rolled 5 out of my 8, and it's 2 times what I roll.
So I just passed out?
No, I don't know. You have to go to your magic and go up to the top where it says drain and just click that real quick. And whatever you get, hey, good job. No drain.
I don't think I'm going to try again.
You could go lower. You could go 6. You could go.
Goodness. I will go 6. That sounds good.
All right.
I just need a little.
Forget something also, but that's fine.
What did you forget? Does it help me or does it hurt?
It helps you. It helps.
What did you forget?
That your spirits are supposed to come one force stronger. So you summon a 6, but then it comes as a 7.
Okay. So then, I didn't summon that one, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So then, let me try it again. It is for 6.
Wait, oh.
This is a mess. Come on.
Wait a second. I'm going to summon. Ow.
Goodness gracious.
Wow, I just hit every single one there. Man, I'm sorry.
What is happening? Oh.
3. You're still up. You're at 8 now, so it's -2. You don't have to put the minuses for wounds, though. If you're putting the minuses for wounds, you don't have to.
What do you mean?
Because the wounds are automatic. It's automatically counting that negatives from your wounds.
And my heal spell can only heal my physical damage, right?
Your heal spell can never heal drain, like a feedback loop.
Okay, well, let's screw it. Let's just go in there. My spirits are mad at me right now. You know why they're mad at me, too? I can tell you why. They heard Satchel call him a dog. That's exactly what it is. And I turn to Satchel and I say that, and then I just storm into the building.
Okay. So you don't storm into the building because the doors are closed.
So I run into the door.
You go to the
Why
door.
are dogs a bad thing?
You're at the door.
Okay. And then I've reached toward the hand. Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna kick it.
Okay. It's you kick it. It's pretty solid. It looks like it opens out, and so you just kick it. Because when they closed the door, they grabbed it and pulled the door in.
Okay, so then I'm so afraid to touch the doorknob for some reason, but I'm going to do that, and I'm going to pull the door outward and see what happens.
So you grab the door handle, and you don't die. And you try to open it, but apparently it has been locked.
Goodness gracious. And then I look at Satchel and I go, you got that Ruger?
Did you try knocking?
They lied to us. And then they closed the door and locked it.
That doesn't mean they won't open it if you knock.
Okay. But I do the police knock.
A few moments pass, and then, hello?
Hi.
Yes?
We just have a few questions.
Okay.
Satchel.
Oh, it's just me?
Yeah, it's just you.
It's just me?
Hey, it's just you. I'm just off in the
cut. Okay.
In the
Hi.
cut,
I just had a few questions. We kind of got turned around and we needed some directions.
Yeah, just go northwest. You'll get there.
Northwest, as in like up. I don't have a compass with me, so I just need. Look, dude, help us out.
They took your thing.
Who is
You don't have
they?
The guys that just were shooting at us.
If I don't understand, sir, if they took it, why are you hiding on the other side of the door?
Because they're shooting at us.
But they're not shooting. Do you hear any gunshots? Do you see I walked from the other side of where they were shooting to this door, and there's no more gunshots, right? So clearly, they're not shooting at you anymore. So are you hiding from them or are you hiding from us?
Why would we be hiding from you?
That's what I'm trying to say. So can we have a conversation face to face, like mage to mage?
You sure there are no more of them out there?
I mean, they're out there, but none of them are conscious, and some of them are very dead.
You hear a click, and the door opens slightly. You see the old man's face looking. He looks past you. It closes. You hear, I think it's okay. And then it clicks again and opens all the way up. And there are Dr. Hirsch and his friend in the Hawaiian t-shirt and flip-flops.
I'm usually very nice, but I don't like, I feel like that was a little rude, but I'm going to let it pass because I've learned to live and let live. So we'll start fresh. My name is Nico.
We know.
Ooh. Start fresh. So this is where you tell me your name, as if this is the first time we're encountering. It's fresh.
Okay, I'm Dr. Hirsch. This is a day tripper.
Nice to meet you guys. So my associate Satchel tells us that you told him that the canister was taken by one of these supposed thieves. Can you point out which one it was?
Kind of at this point, it's kind of like, wait, aren't you my associate? You joined us.
And then I say, you know what? You're right. I guess since my clients, I'm their gang liaison, told me that you told them that one of these supposed thieves stole the canister. Could you point out which one it was? And then at the same time, I want to go ahead and assent before he says his answer. Can I do that?
I mean, you can.
Okay.
It was one of the ones with the black leather vest that was on a motorcycle and in a gang. I mean, I don't. Day Tripper looks over and goes, he wants to know if it was Tom, Gary, Fred, or John. Dr. Hirsch looks at him for a second. I don't know their names. Day Tripper says, yes, that's my point. And then they look back at you. And yeah, it was one of those random gangers. There was a bunch. They came up in here. We were back there doing something. We saw them. We're like, hey, yo, don't do this stuff. And then they ran, and some of them drove away, and the other ones turned and started shooting. So probably so that we wouldn't go after them. And instead, I had to spend time making wall. You see that wall? It was a glorious wall. Really good wall, big wall. Stopped all the bullets.
Okay, so while he was doing that, I did an sensing test, and I didn't get a very good one. I didn't get a good read on them. So then I just tried to read their auras.
Yes, that's the one you should do if you're trying to read their auras.
Okay.
One moment.
Damn it.
Right. So yeah, they both look like mages, probably around your level of power, which is weird. You have some magical theory and stuff skills. So that big wall, that seems like that would be powered by a lot more magic than what these guys are kind of showing. Give me a Arcana or magical theory.
I'm going to see which one I have a higher rating on before I do it.
That's exactly what you should do.
Arcane is not bad, but our magical theory would be under knowledge.
Yes.
No, I don't have theory. I have threats.
Yeah, threats is not going to work.
It's not going to work.
So Arcana.
I have American Sign Language.
Nope.
No. What is UCAS?
That's the United and Canadian American states.
Okay. I think that's the only thing I have to try. Damn it. I knew that wasn't going to work. It's so low.
You just don't know enough about the magic to kind of understand maybe how or what was going on. So yeah, just all. You just feel like that was a really strong wall, and
but they don't know that I don't know.
They don't know.
But I can sense that there's something off because I've already got my eyebrow up on these dudes. So you did that wall all by yourself? I only asked because my mentor, he kind of disappeared, and I'm new to magic, and I've never seen anything that incredible from one mage.
Yeah, I did that. Pretty fantastic. You should probably tell him, Doctor.
So then I look at the doctor very curiously.
So you're new to magic, you say?
I mean, I've been woke for a while, but I never really had anyone to show me how to live woke.
Have you initiated?
No.
He hasn't initiated. They tripper like, he hasn't initiated yet? Wow. I mean, I saw that chaotic world spell that you cast down there. That was pretty impressive, but you haven't initiated yet. That's probably why he's confused. Probably why he's confused. You know, if he knew about deeper secrets, then probably wouldn't be confused. To which Dr. Hurst says, yes. Are you a hermetic by any chance? You are shamanic.
Right, I know. I was going to make a really horrible joke, so I'm so glad that you spoke right then. No, I'm not a herman. I'm a shaman.
That's unfortunate. Otherwise, we would be able to guide you towards the deeper secrets. But I'm certain there's somebody here in Chicago you could ask about that. But just so I guess I imagined he has, yeah. To which Day Tripper said, yeah, he has. Okay, yeah. So when you were trying to ascense us on the astral, what you saw was whoops. Try again.
Try again? What do you mean?
Our auras. Take a look.
And so at this point, he feels really like, oh shit, I just got put on blast.
I'm trying you.
I was like, I thought about being like, I didn't do that, but at this point, they're talking about deeper secrets and shit. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll read your auras again.
All right. With a 3. So the first thing is that Day Tripper is not a person. Day Tripper is a spirit.
Oh. So but Nico actually just did that.
And he could probably crush you. Like, that's what you're reading off the aura level, like intensity of the magic.
Right.
And Dr. Kirsch also is about, you'd say raw power, 1.5 times your strength in magic, raw power, just raw power.
So why was the reading before different?
Have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z?
I was asking the doc. I wasn't asking Danny. But no, I haven't seen that.
Sometimes people suppress their power levels.
Okay.
How does Satchel know so much about magic? Yeah, so
I watch a lot of truths.
when you study the deeper secrets, there are additional powers and abilities that you can glean from the various metaplanes. Masking is one of them. The ability to mask your aura and cause it to appear as something it is not.
So when you guys told us that you lost the canister, you were telling the truth.
Well, yes, they took it.
And then I turn back to the group and say, no retribution.
I'm quite pleased to hear that.
I'm pleased that there are deeper secrets. That's literally all that's bouncing around in his head now. It's like, I'm also pleased that I realized that you guys are way stronger than I thought you were. So I was totally about to come in here and try to smoke you guys up. And I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have landed well for me, especially since I'm by myself.
Hey, Tripper looks over. I kind of like this guy. Too bad you can't train him.
I mean, I'm cool with Herman's.
It's just a different. You wouldn't be able to learn the way that I teach.
So Nico kind of looks back and forth between the group and the Hermans.
Etienne is in the back.
I know it's a hermit, but I'm going to say Hermans. And then he goes, okay, so were any of these dudes, were they with more? Were there more than this group? Or was it just
a few of them rode away.
Damn it. Do you know? And they went northwest.
No, they didn't go northwest. They probably went south back to where they came from.
Chirac.
All right. So yes, down by the bikes, Etienne. It is not at all difficult to figure out where these guys have been, what they've been doing, where they went, all kinds of good stuff, because there's some bikes and some of them do have are functioning as matrix devices.
Oh, okay.
And that means that they have, such things as where they've been and what they've been doing as bikes. I mean,
And between the comlinks and the bikes, I'm like, yeah, that's where they went, and that's where these other guys went to.
Yes, it's super not hard. It's swamp living gangers. They
All right. Etienne comes up the stairs like, you done retribution. And anyway, are we done here? I know where the gangers went.
Yeah, we're done. Then I turn back to the dudes and I'm like, listen, I enjoyed this. And then I run down the stairs.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, everyone gathers around. Etienne also noticed that there is some cyberware amongst these guys.
Point to note, some of them are cybered, so the guys we're gonna go face may be cybered as well. Well, I guess I have time on the drive for another psyche because I may be working the matrix on this one since I don't have armor.
There's some armor here.
Oh, that's a point. Well, if we don't take time to rest, at least I can. And he's just shaking out an armored jacket from one of them. I can put that on. Or wait, I mean that's not. I'm not very good at bullshitting people, but could we use jackets to get a little bit further deep in?
What do you think, gang liaison? Could we take some jackets and try and sneak in?
Pretend that we're part of the gang?
I mean, sure, except they would know that we're not, because we don't look like any of the gangs. So the best option would probably be for me to do some magic, but I'm feeling a little woozy here. And
enough magic for you.
Well, I just don't think it would be smart for us to pose as these gang members looking like we look. Also, one of them definitely got to look at our faces. And then Nico looks at the troll. Don't hate me, guys. But then Nico goes, he pulls out a knife and he definitely ganks this guy.
You mean you didn't have a magic spell that could make him forget?
I don't have the memory spells. She has the memory spells and she's in the hospital.
And I mean, if we go now, we don't have to worry that one guy doesn't know.
Listen, they have a gang leader that is a monster. Apparently, he's some sort of massive bird. Okay, and at the end of the day, well, his name is the Fowl, and I don't want him coming after me. You have to realize I'm a gang liaison. Really, I don't really.
Does that mean like I mean, it's disgusting and stuff. It doesn't mean bird.
A fowl is a bird. A disgusting is a bird. So I assume it's a really large, nasty ass bird. But at the end of the day, we don't want a gang this size looking for us.
Yeah, but we're going to go and attack their hideout. So I think one stray gang member that saw us through one of your spell is not much of a worry, but you stabbed them in the neck, so now I guess it's done.
Hey, why do I feel like I'm getting dragged for killing a guy when she literally dragged a dude to his death?
I shot the motorcycle and there was an accident because he was not properly prepared to ride his motorcycle.
You're right. It was his fault.
It was his fault. He didn't have a helmet.
And we were fighting. This guy is done with fight. I don't.
Okay.
Right, let's get back in the van and go to the location.
Let's grab some jackets and then let me get a good look at 4 of these guys' faces. And then when we get there, I'll do my best to mask us up. But I will either need to wait until we rest or I'll have to use a stim patch. But if we use a stim patch, I don't want to use it till we're there.
Which guys? So I can like pick up their names and shit.
Well, clearly,
this
one of the trolls.
Yeah.
Just for height's sake. And then I don't know. You guys pick.
pick a face.
Pick a face.
And
I like that one.
He gets a bunch of names for guys we picked up, so we can go like, yeah, I'm Jim, and the other guy is not gonna go, the fuck are you talking about, Fred? So just so we can match up faces and names.
I like that.
Takes pictures of like his face with the comlink with his name next to him.
But don't pick the dead troll. Not him.
Okay, whatever. I don't want to take a picture of that. Let's get back in the van and see if we can find where they took that thing. And I know where. I got the jacket, so let's just... Do we have time to rest? I feel like they could move it somewhere else if we stop for a minute. But apparently you need to refresh your magic, or I don't know what. Yeah, you little fuzzy guy. You need to rest for your magic.
I mean, we would need to like go tomorrow if that's gonna happen. Otherwise, it's gonna have to be a stim patch.
I got one of those, but we should wait until we are ready in the thick of the action.
Yeah.
And let's move.
All right.
Let's move.
Well, with that,
He's going to send the location to Gertrude to make sure she knows where we're going and stuff.
all right. So, Calumet Swamp isn't really what most people think of when they think of a swamp. You think, swamp, water, green, alligators, reeds, but here in Chicago, the swamp means cold, low wetlands, or cold, wet lowlands that people tried to build low-income housing on, and then it, sank probably, and then they built more and built more and more, and eventually, you mix in a little bit of toxic runoff from, industry, some feral gangs that somehow made it together with, by made it together, like survived even despite like the insects and stuff, and then also, whatever paranormal critters are lying about, waiting to devour you. So that's Calumet Swamp. It's a nice place. Nice place to visit. So you drive through several neighborhoods, heading towards the actual location that you're looking for, which is really kind of close to the water's edge, where Calumet River kind of comes in. All right. So right in the middle here, there's like a little brown house kind of by itself. That is your location that you're wanting to go to eventually. So driving up in it, right top middle there. Yep. What's the approach? What's your approach like? There's as you're driving through, there's the roads are actually a lot clearer down here, not because people cleaned up, but just because there's less here to get blown up and knocked into the roads to block stuff. There are some squatters throughout the neighborhoods. You see, like children kind of dash away from the yard back into the houses as the vehicle drives by, and then they kind of peek out, looking to see, where you might be going. But other than that, it seems quiet. There's not a lot of activity.
And we're looking to go to the neighborhood side and not that like industrial park kind of side.
Right. So if you look like right in the middle of the image, there's a sort of a silver building on the north side of the road. If you go directly up from that is a brown house. And that is the option.
All right, so we think that we know that the canister is in the clubhouse, or is that the assumption? Is that how gangs work? They keep things in clubhouses?
That is the assumption. That's where they all kind of came from. It looks like that's where the ones that went back to. Whether they dropped it off on the way or gave it to somebody who met them here, or they still have it, uncertain.
All right, Mr. Gang Liaison.
Okay.
Look, if this was like a car race, I would be all over it, but it is not.
So how do these STEM badges work? Did I get to rest at all?
Actually, go ahead. Yeah, because it's about an hour drive, but you have to drop your other spells. You cannot maintain spells whilst resting.
Which spells do I have up?
Combat Sense and
So I would have had to drop them, and now I'm gonna have to redo them.
You'd have to recast them.
All right, let us play.
All right, give me a body plus willpower.
Body plus willpower. Roll 20. I love you to the internet rollers, whoever controls the in the ether. Okay, I'm gonna do a body plus willpower, and I'm gonna. Okay, they gave me 3, so that's 3 That's 3 boxes that I got just now, right?
Yep, you got 3 boxes back. So you went from 8 to 5.
I actually didn't think that that's what that was equal to. I thought there was going to be some sort of anti-roll. Dope.
Nope.
So now when I do the stem patch, well, I get to do what I just did again, though, right?
No,
You get to do that once an hour.
You said it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, so you only get to do it once an hour.
yeah,
I
but
get
if
to,
I
like-
give you
So
a
you can wait. Yeah,
I don't get to do it
you
like
can
for
also
like
wait. Like
Okay.
if you want to like, do that whole thing, stakeout kind of thing, you could also wait.
So I'll ask the team, hey team, because stem patches have this like negative after effect. Do you want to just maybe like rest in the car for like a little bit more time and see?
I mean, we could use that time to do reconnaissance with the drone, so we can have an eye in the sky while you sit back and take a rest, and we can stake out the place. But it could be interrupted whenever if they spot us.
If you see them headed, or if you feel spotted, just shake me, and then maybe give me a few seconds to cast whatever spells I need. But yeah, it might be better for me to just zen out for a second.
And by a second, you mean 60 seconds times 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's street lingo. When people say like a minute or a second, they mean like a second is.
We get
it. We get it.
Okay. Right. So then Nico goes into the corner and he tries to cross his legs, but he can't. So he just he puts his ankles together and holds his ankles.
Okay. And then you launch the drone?
Gertrude, is that something?
Yeah, we can definitely
If
we can do a flyover. That should be easy.
Yeah, I'll let you do that, and I'll see if I can find things from afar on the Matrix.
Okay, awesome. So with that, the drone lifts off and heads over to do the flyby while Etienne gets ready to kind of figure out what's going on Matrix side, and then and Kaide or Nico gets a little bit of rest. With that, we are going to call it now. Just getting into the next part is going to take a lot longer than the time we have left. So we're gonna take a little bit of a early call today. I know that Chris had a long day. I think he's pretty tired, and I know that Duryea also has been kind of coming off of some sinus thing. He said it's not COVID.
I don't think so.
Hope not. But yeah, so we're gonna call it here. We're gonna come back not in a week. We, as the Shadowrun crew, will come back in 2 weeks. Next week is the opening day of the Kickstarter for Collinsworth's Clockwork Circus, and so at least Sarah and I and guests and other people will probably be on Twitch here at this channel most of the day, all day, something like that. And so we will be here at this time. Just we will be doing something else. With that, Thursday nights is still Talk It Out with Duryea. And you've got like a special thing. Is it next month?
The 24-hour thing?
The fundraiser thing?
That's my birthday. It's going to be in March.
Okay.
Yes, we found a charity. I was supposed to reach out to them today, but I slept all day. The charity that we're hoping to connect with is a charity that is a veterans association for LGBTQ members of the service. So we're going to be splitting half the proceeds for the fundraiser with them. So look out for that. And Talk It Out is this week. Next week is Talk It Out is this week at 8. We're doing globalism versus nationalism. And then next week on Monday at 8 is Geeking Out. And we're going to discuss the X-Men films.
Sounds good. All right. So with that, we'd like to say goodbye. Thank you so much for checking in and watching the show with us. Thank you to the players. Thank you, Tom, for running tech. As always, it just keeps everything running fluid and we don't have to worry about it. We really appreciate that. And we will catch everybody next week and then in 2 weeks for Shadowrun. So see you then.
All right.